Santosh Honavar. He is the Secretary of the All India, Secretary of the AIOS and the Director of the Medical Services at the Center for Sight, Hyderabad. We welcome you, sir. I do welcome our moderator tonight, Dr. Chandana Chakraborty, and our panelists, Dr. Nilesh Mohan, Dr. Tarun Kumar Panda, Dr. Tani Natung, Dr. Deepak Lakra, and Dr. Hoymonti Chaudhary. And we welcome all our discussants, 11 discussants we have today from different medical colleges of the Eastern Zone. With this, may I hand over the session to Dr. Santosh Mahapatra for a few words.
Thank you. Good evening, one and all.
Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
You are audible, please go ahead.
So, as Devasista was telling, this is the 20th episode, and this is brainchild of Professor Dr. B.N.R. Subudhi. So, in his absence, I would like to thank each and everyone who are with us since last 20 episodes, and I'm happy to have none other than Dr. Santosh Honavar with us today, who will be speaking on how to choose the journal. Also, I'd like to thank my friend Dr. Chaitra, who is with us since the inception of this program, and now it is being conducted under the aegis of EIZOC. So thanks to all the office bearers, President EIZOC, Secretary EIZOC, and Chairman Scientific Committee who are regularly participating in this event. And with me, Dr. Sabyasachi Patnaik, who is constantly with us. I'd like to thank today's moderator, Dr. Chandana Chakraborty, and all the panelists. At the same time, I would like to tell that everybody should actively participate, particularly the postgraduates and the panelists, so that we can bring best out of this. With these few words, I would like to hand over the session to moderator, Dr. Chandana Chakraborty, who can introduce our today's speaker, and which will be followed by the session. Thank you. Over to Dr. Chandana.
Thank you, Dr. Mahapatra. Yes.
Madam, just may I request, our president is online just now.
Okay,
may I
okay,
request
sure.
a presidential address before you take over?
Sure.
Yes, you can.
May I request our president, Dr. Joyanta Borua, sir, to say a few words? Sir. I saw him.
Yes, he is there.
Sir, unmute yourself, Joyanta sir.
Dr. Joyanta Borua, sir, please say a few words, sir. Sir, you are muted, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, my apologies for the delay. I got caught up in a traffic. That is why I'm speaking halfway from my friend's place. Anyway, it's really very great to have Dr. Honavar today with us, and we expect to learn a lot today from this session. And I'm so happy that many people have joined, and we're going to have a good hearing. Thank you.
Dr. Nitin Dhira, would you like to say something? Our Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Nitin Dhira, please.
Nitin was there, I think.
Yeah, I saw.
Good evening, everyone. So it's always honor for us EIZOC from on behalf of the entire team, and the program is being conducted so nicely. To have today none other than Dr. SH with us, and he is going to talk on a topic which is definitely he is regarded as authority on these subjects. Apart from his own field, he is always a source of inspiration and encouragement for entire generation. We would definitely have privilege to listen him. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting the proposal. Thank you. So we can.
Thank you. Thank you so much. With that, may I hand over to Dr. Chakraborty for the rest of the program, please.
Thank you. Hello, I'm audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, madam, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Mahapatro, Dr. Debashish Das, Dr. Nitin, Dr. Jayanta Borua sir, and all the dignitaries, the panelists, Dr. Panda, and Nilesh has joined. Nilesh or Haimonti has joined? Okay.
Yeah, Haimonti has joined.
Haimonti has joined. Okay. I think without much delay, we'll proceed for our today's talk. Hello, good evening, everyone. It is actually my proud privilege to introduce today's speaker, none other than Dr. Santosh Hanovar. I think he needs no introduction, but as it is the customary, so I just want to say something about him. He is, apart from being the honorary secretary of AIAS, the largest ophthalmic society in the world, he is famous for so many things. He was the former oculoplasty surgeon in LVPI, Hyderabad, and currently he is working as an oculoplasty surgeon in Center for Sight, Hyderabad. He is the most popular PG education program, Eye Focus, is the most popular in the country right now. And it is his brainchild. During his tenure as editor IGO, the impact factor was soaring from 0.83 to 3.1. 0.83, that is actually a huge leap for IGO. He is having 400 plus index publications in his credit. He tops the Stanford list of researchers of the highest impact factor in India. His research focus is on ocular oncology. He's the recipient of multiple awards, to say a few: Lifetime Achievement Award by the American Academy of Ophthalmology, and also the highest award of the Royal College of Ophthalmology, UK. His honorary fellowship, both the first time of India. He's the first Indian ophthalmologist to receive these two awards. With this, I want to invite Dr. Hanovar for the much awaited talk, Choosing the Right Journal. Dr. Hanovar, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Chandana. Thank you, EIZOC, for this kind invitation. I would definitely want to talk on which journal to choose, but before that, a brief introduction as to why should we need to publish at all. Publication passes through three stages: inspiration, perspiration, and finally, publication. The definition of research, if you look at it carefully, that's shown there, it says that it is systematic investigation, including development, testing, and evaluation, designed to develop or contribute to knowledge by dissemination of information. So dissemination of information is one of the indelible parts of the definition of research, which means that just doing research or finding new knowledge is not complete without dissemination of your knowledge. Now, how all do you disseminate information? Like the lecture that I'm doing, that is a way of dissemination, a webinar perhaps. Blogs, you can write a blog on any topic. Non-peer-reviewed publications such as your city publication or a state publication, which may not be reviewed by anybody except the editor and published. You can write books, you can write in peer-reviewed publications. But what is the gold standard are the peer-reviewed publications. They're gold standard for academic publication. There are several reasons why you want to publish. While publishing, you learn a lot, your research gets validated, you get credibility for the research that you're done. That means that whatever that you're done gets the approval of your peers and the editor, and finally the readers who can also question what you have done. It helps you curate the manuscript, and finally it helps you create knowledge and teach new knowledge. Of course, it gives you academic leadership position, and it builds science brick by brick. There are several reasons why you publish, and it also opens many doors for a ophthalmologist who is at the beginning of career, somebody who is a fellow or a resident. It can open up opportunities in terms of job and further training. And most importantly, it provides academic immortality. So it is very important to choose where you want to publish, because your important publication may go into a journal which may be very obscure and thus may not be accessible to anybody at all. So having some kind of a sequestration of knowledge is possible if you choose a wrong journal. If you choose a good journal, then of course your research will be available to everybody anywhere in the world, and that is how you get academic immortality. So finally, we have kind of rubbished the term publish or perish, and we now talk about publish and flourish, and not pressure, but for pleasure. So how to find a good journal for publication? It is all about finding the right match to the research. Research begins with a good idea. Relevant research produces useful knowledge. Mismatch is good in perhaps fashion, but it is not always so in research. But when you want to publish, you encounter a jungle. There are hundreds of journals. There are 80,000 journals currently, out of which about 30,000 relate to medicine. And in ophthalmology, there are hundreds of journals, some of which are indexed, some of which are non-indexed. And there is a whole lot of confusion as to where to publish for a beginner researcher. So finding the right match is very important. What should be the criteria for a target journal? These are some of the criteria. These are 9 that I have listed in this slide. Journal of professional repute. That means that your peers should consider, your teachers and your colleagues should consider that a particular journal is of repute. You should have heard about the journal. You should be referencing it on a regular basis. You should be reading it on a regular basis. Something that is known to you and your friends and your colleagues and your teachers and your students. The second criteria is that the journal should ideally be indexed. If you publish in an indexed journal, you get weightage for it. It is okay to publish certain case reports, pictures or even photo essays in non-indexed journals, but serious publication should be targeted to indexed journals. It should be published by a professional society. For example, RO publishes a journal called IOVS. American Academy publishes the journal Ophthalmology, so on and so forth. AIOS publishes the journal IGO. So it has to be ideally published by a professional society. There are certain journals such as American Journal of Ophthalmology, which are led by the publishers. Elsevier leads it. That is also okay, but professional societies should be publishing a journal of repute, and that is one of the criteria. The next is the journal should have a good impact factor. Why is it important? Because finally, when you publish a lot, the value of your publications is judged by your self-worth in publication. There are many indices such as H index, I10 index, etc. But then the impact factor of the journal is an important criteria about your academic credibility. Journal should be regularly published. That means that it should be published every month if it's a monthly journal, every quarter by quarter if it's a quarterly journal, and on time. The publication time should not be delayed. The review time should be compact, the sense that it should be roughly about 6 weeks to 8 weeks. If a particular journal takes a very long time to review an article, such as 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, by the time the review is complete, your publication may become obscure. The decision should be timely, which means that reasonable time, generally including revision, the time that is expected is about 3 to 4 months. So within 3 to 4 months, you should get a decision. If it's a rejection, it should be conveyed much sooner, maybe in 6 weeks' time. Then once it is accepted, then it should be published in a reasonable time. should not take years for your work to see the light of the day. If the print publication is supposed to be delayed because there's a queue in every journal, then the article should go online at least. So you expect a reasonable publication time. So for review, you expect about 6 to 8 weeks, decision about 3 months, reasonable publication time would be about 3 months from the time it is decided, at least as online. Finally, you should be targeting the audience who your material is expected to reach. For example, if you've done something on, say, orbital cysticercosis, there's no point targeting it to a European or an American audience. Cysticercosis is endemic in India, African countries, Southeast Asia. So you should be looking at a journal which caters to that kind of an audience. Similarly, if you're targeting something like an orbital tuberculosis, again, it should be targeted to Asia and South America where it is high, not in the deep West. So you should target your particular research to a particular journal which caters to the community in need. The next criteria is what is the type of an article that you have written. If it's a photo essay or an image, then there are specific journals which take it. For example, Indian Journal of Ophthalmology does not take photo essay or image. It goes to Indian Journal of Ophthalmology case reports. Whereas a reputed journal such as Ophthalmology can take images. There is a separate section in ophthalmology for images. So it is a very good journal for you to publish very interesting images, pre and post-operative pictures or investigation modalities that have helped you diagnose a particular case. And that can be easily accepted even in a reputed journal such as ophthalmology. Case reports are currently published by very few journals. Those are specifically published in journals which are devoted to case reports such as BMJ case reports, AGO case reports, IGO case reports, because case reports actually bring down the impact factor of a journal. So they have kind of hived it off to special journals which publish only case reports. Whereas case series, which is considered definition is more than 6 cases in a series. Some journals have other criteria as well, but typically it is about 6 cases. If it's a very rare collection of cases, even 6 cases is good enough to publish as a case series. Now, surgical techniques are published in very specific journals, whereas most journals would publish clinical research, basic and translational research, topical review, meta-analysis, etc. Now, basic and translational research are also published by very specific journals such as IOVS. Otherwise, a hardcore clinical journal would not accept basic and translational research. Some journals has focused on general ophthalmology, such as Ophthalmology now has come to focus on general ophthalmology, whereas there are specific journals for ophthalmology, retina and glaucoma, they have subspecialty journals. So you should be looking at hardcore subspecialty articles to go to subspecialty journals such as Journal of Ophthalmic Plastic and Refractive Surgery, Journal of Reconstructive Surgery, Journal of Refractive Surgery, Journal of Cornea, Journal of Glaucoma, etc. So this is something that you must consider, what kind of an article that you have written. 3 main factors for a journal to be considered are scope, reputation, and turnaround time. Scope, does it fit the focus area of your manuscript, which I already explained? Does it regularly publish and in good numbers the category of manuscript that you're aiming at? Does it serve your target audience? So these are already discussed. Target audience is very important. The kind of manuscript should be aimed at journals which publish it. And does it fit the focus area, such as basic articles should be published in journals that publish basic science articles. Knowing your audience is important. The second is reputation of a journal. How many years is it in publication? IGO has completed more than 70 years, so it has a long-standing history. It has a reputation. But a journal that has started about, say, 2 or 3 years ago may not have the bank of reputation that you can rely on. It should be by a reputed professional publisher. You should have heard about the publisher. You should know about the publisher. Elsevier, Walter Kluwer's, BMJ. These are good publishers which we are aware of. Now, impact factor is something that we worry about. I'll talk about it a little later. Indexation is also important. official publication of a reputed professional society, and your peers should be aware of it and they should regularly access it. I've covered most of this. Now, if you want to really know a particular journal is indexed or not, you can go to National Library of Medicine catalog. Simply type National Library of Medicine in Google search, you're taken to NLM catalog. Now, in the NLM catalog, you enter the name of the journal that you're looking at publishing in. Then it will be listed. So if it gets shown in this NLM catalog, that means that it is PubMed indexed. It also shows other details of the journal which may be of importance for you. What kind of a journal is it? Is it print? Is it electronic? Does it have linking? And who is the publisher of the journal? Who is the society, which is a society which is publishing it? When did the journal start? And all that information will be given in National Library of Medicine catalog. Now about impact factor. Impact factor is calculated like this: total number of times its articles were cited during the last 2 years divided by total number of citable articles in the journal during those 2 years. That means that if a journal has published 60 citable articles and the total number of citations that the journal has received is 120, then the impact factor is 2. That is how an impact factor is calculated. Now, if you know the impact factor of a journal and if you have the details, it is important to identify journals which have a high impact factor. Now, apart from impact factor, the other indices are site score. Site score is by Scopus. You can simply type in the name of the journal. This is, for example, EIZOC site score. You can see that the EIZOC site score is 3.8, which is quite high in 2023, and in 2024 it's also maintaining 3.8 site score. So site score is an important indicator apart from impact factor. Other considerations are eigenfactor score, alternative matrices are also there. There are other ranks such as this: SJR. SJ is Schimago journal rank. SNP is source normalized impact per paper. Then there is GIF. Then there is H index for the journal. All these are other criteria. Suppose your journal, the journal that you're looking at, is not indexed. It does not have an impact factor yet. Newer journals which are less than 5 or 7 year olds may not be indexed, but they may have SNP or GIF or H index or site score matrices already published. So you may look at these alternative factors. Then you also look at how these articles that are published in the journals are archived. There are mainly two archival organizations. One is Digital Object Identifier, or DOI. Every journal article should have a DOI number, and also an International Standard Serial Number, or ISSN. Portico is also one more consideration. So if your article that is published is archived in with any of these numbers, it is easy for you to, or anybody who reads these articles, to pull up those journals. Now, word about open access publications. Now is the era of open access publications. What does open access mean? That means that without subscribing to the journal, by paying for the journal, you'll still be able to access articles that are published in the journal. They're open to access by anybody on earth. There is no payment that is required. So free access means wider audience. Wider audience means more citations. So citation of your journal will be higher if you were to publish in an open access journal. One sure way of getting higher citations is to go for a reputed journal. Reputed journal will also get you high citation. But even if the journal is not of very high repute, if it is open access, such as EIZOC is an open access journal, you still have a chance of getting high citations because a larger number of audience will be able to get a full text of this manuscript. The disadvantages of open access journals are some of these journals can charge author fees, which may be very prohibitive, and some of the open access journal can be predatory journals. So you have to identify which is a predatory journal. There are websites which list predatory journals. Predatory journals are the ones which actually solicit articles. They will write to you. You may be surprised to find an email one fine morning that, well, Dr. So-and-so, we are very impressed by your work that was presented in this particular conference. We would like you to contribute it to your journal. Well, you'll be flattered to receive such an email, and you'll spend a lot of time and energy to write an article. And finally, when you submit it, they'll ask you for $1,000 or $1,800 as a publication fee. and you'll finally find that that particular journal is not even indexed. So these are predatory journals. So you should be aware of it. And if you don't know which are the predatory journals, you can go to this website. And these are also one more website. There are criteria as well to identify predatory journals. What are the broad criteria for predatory journals? It will be by an unknown publisher. You'll not know who is the publisher. You'll not even know who are the editors. At least in the field of ophthalmology, you know who are the reputed people internationally. And if the journal is published by somebody who's absolutely obscure, whose name you cannot find on the net, and even when you type his or her name in the PubMed, you don't pull up many articles written by that particular person, it means that it is from an obscure origin. They actually solicit publications. Good journals don't solicit publications. You go to those journals to publish, whereas these journals come to you for publication and they charge a hefty publication fee. They don't undertake peer review at all. You'll find that your article is published within a matter of week or 10 days without any sort of peer review. They're not indexed, and most importantly, they're not listed on directory of open access journals. So these are the criteria for predatory journals. This is again a list that shows the predatory journals. There are two websites again which show the predatory journals, and if you have any confusion at all, you can go through this list and find if that particular journal is there in the list, then it's not a good idea to publish in that journal. This is again a checklist to identify if it's a predatory journal. Now, turnaround time. As I already mentioned, the initial technical check should be completed within a week. Peer review process takes about 6 to 8 weeks. If you're assigned a re-review, then after revision, then that should be completed in 3 to 4 weeks. And after acceptance, proof should be supplied in about 4 to 6 weeks. And publication should be in about 3 to 4 months. So this is very important. If you maintain this timeline, or if your journal maintains the timeline, then your article will get published without being outdated. Now, one important consideration is the peer review process. Journals typically want to publish groundbreaking new research, and authors want to publish in high impact journals. So there's a mismatch. Authors want good journals and journals want good articles. So journals have a very rigorous selection process, and that is called peer review. Peer review goes through 3 tiers. The first tier is assessment by a senior editor, and at that time it is screened whether it is publishable or not. Otherwise, you will get a rejection immediately within a matter of few hours sometimes, and at least in a couple of days. Then it goes through the associate editor, then reviewers are selected, it go through the peer reviewers. Peer reviewers finally submit their recommendations, that is assessed by an associate editor and a senior editor, and finally the decision is taken whether to reject the article or to ask for revision. Once it is rejected, the notification will come to you. If they ask for a revision, then the guidelines will come to you along with the suggested revisions. So peer review is a very rigorous process, but it can transform your article. So you should choose a journal with a very rigorous and a nice peer review process, so that your article, although with very good scientific value, can get really decked up into something that is very attractive. So peer review process is a very important consideration when you are choosing a journal. So finally, the checklist: does the manuscript conform to the scope of the journal? Is the readership your targeted interests, such as region, country, comprehensive ophthalmology specialists, basic scientists, clinicians? Is the journal popular among your peers? Do they read it? Do your friends read it? Do your teachers read it? Do your students read it? Is the journal optimally visible? That means that is it seen in websites, PubMed, Google Scholar, etc.? Is the journal accessible? Are the full text or the abstracts are available? And is it accessible without charging? That means, is it open access? And how about the acceptance rate? Finally, you also consider whether the journal publication will add to your CV. Is it good turnaround time, and is there any publication fee? EIZOC is a very good journal to publish because it's a reputed national journal. It's the official journal of AIOS. 20,000 AIOS members access it. It is also open access. Beyond this 25,000, IGO gets about 500,000 online hits per month. That means that so many people or so many accesses are there every month. So it goes world over. And if a manuscript is good, it gets a very high citation in IGO because it is open access. Your friends read it, residents read it. So if you are still confused, there are certain websites which will help you find a journal. This is Journal Finder is by Elsevier, where you can either match your abstract or you can use keywords. So if you click on the match my abstract and type your abstract in this box and hit on the link find journals, it will find appropriate journals for you. This is one way of doing it if you're very confused. But finally, you should not bark up the wrong tree. It's very important to find a good match for your journal. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Dr. Chandana Chakraborty, please.
Yes, I have also learned so many things from your talk. So I'll go to our first. I think I will date and our students. 9 postgraduate students are there. If they want to ask anything. Hello.
I think they're offline. They're okay. They're there. Okay.
They're offline, no?
They're there. Okay.
Okay. Dr. Panda, Dr. Torun, Professor Torun Panda.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
You have so many postgraduate candidates. So they are doing thesis work. So you must be thinking to publish those theses. So for them, what is your takeaway to how to
Ma'am,
do for this, the thesis publication?
yeah. Ma'am, first, I think before choosing a right journal for publication, in the writing of an article or thesis, it itself reveals which way to go. Actually, it is the factor which is actually determining what is the work being done and what should be the ideal or the target journal for where it gets needs to be published. So, as Sir was rightly telling, so while writing the article or thesis, very well you should keep in mind who should be your target audience and which are the ideal journals which have because with some journals there I think Sir will also agree they are keeping some this fact or idea in the as a protocol for their publications. Accordingly, they are accepting and sometimes needs that revision and re-revisions of the sent articles so that it matches with their requirement.
Yeah.
And accordingly, they make some modifications and get it published in later on. Sir, I also.
I want to ask Dr. Hanover, what is your take on this particular issue?
Yes, that is. Sir, Santosh sir.
Because
Evening, sir.
the juniors, they are the first time they are going to publish their thesis. They are tender heart. I must say they are tender heart they have. So they can't believe that something will be rejected. They can't bear that. So what is your takeaway, Dr. Hanover?
Rejection is a norm actually, but with rejection, you get a lot of feedback also. If it undergoes peer review, you get so much of information as to how to modify your article. So with that, you should not sit on it. Within the same week, you have to use all the resources that the editor has provided and modify the article and submit it to the next journal. It's very important. So sometimes you purposely submit it to a very high quality journal just to get input from the, you know, the top-notch editors and associate editors and reviewers so that you can modify your article. So rejection is a norm in academic publication. Only about 7 to 8% of articles that are submitted
so the
to
thing
journals
is that the faculty finally they have to groom the students. That see these are the expected outcome. You can expect this. It may or may not be accepted. So you have to bear it, and this is the way we have to go. Dr. Tani, what is your takeaway on this? How do you groom your thesis candidate? Is it worthy to take an research work, keeping in mind that you are going to publish it? It's not like that.
No, it's not like that. Yeah,
It
Tani
is
can
not.
answer.
Tani,
Unmute, Tani.
unmute yourself. No, he's still.
Okay. Yes, sorry. So when we conceptualize the thesis topic, we have a brainstorming session and we look into the prospect of like the feasibility of the thesis per se with whatever equipments we have. And above that, we think that it should not go waste. Ultimately, it should be published. And for my postgraduate like students, because we are also very involved in the thing, so our aim at least for us is IGO. IGO is the target because IGO has a very rigorous check and peer review process. If we can publish in IGO also, that is a very great thing. However, I would like to say, and especially for Dr. Santosh sir, there are so many medical colleges where even ophthalmology is there, maybe around 150 medical colleges where ophthalmology is there. And in each college, there are so many PGs, and then trying to publish in good journals. So as you have said, we should publish in a journal which is by a society and which has good impact factor and also has its credibility. So IGO is the one for India, but with so many medical colleges and so many theses going on, it's really is a mounting task for every medical faculty also, and for the postgraduate students to publish in IGO. And that you please give your opinion regarding this. And secondly, I would like to say is we should also look into our quality of study and our write-up, and it should be well matched with the type of journal which we are trying for. Suppose our level is of maybe up to IGO, and we try to send to ophthalmology or BGO, then we may be heartbroken initially.
Yeah.
That
Thank
also
you,
is
Dr. Tani. Thank you. Dr. Nilesh, are you here? Dr. Nilesh Mohan? Hello? Dr. Lakra is there? Dr. Lakra, Deepak Lakra from Jharkhand? Hello? Dr. Hoimonti is there? Dr. Hoimonti? No, they are not. Dr. Hoimonti is here. So, Hoimonti,
Good evening, everyone.
you are the editor of the JORP, Journal of Assam Society.
Yes, I have to tell SH sir that when I was first embarking on this journey, I met sir in Guwahati, and he only advised me that you have to first approach a publisher. So you have to have a valid, reliable publisher, and then you can start this journey. So we are just taking baby steps. That's all. It's just we are in the 3rd year of journal. And as sir, you must be aware that I have to beg for articles because we are non-indexed, so people do not want to submit to us, which is also true, But then when we want to apply for indexing, they ask for original articles, and usually in new journals, people do not want to give original articles. They only want to give case report and maybe photo essays. So that is one challenge that we are facing. And also this EIZOC has also come up with a new journal of their own. So I'm sure the EIZOC editor is also having those hiccups. So that's about it, sir. Otherwise, it is great hearing from you and many learning things. So
Dr. Santosh, as you told that you should always aspire to publish it in a good index journal. So what will be this means who are taking the baby step, what they are supposed to do, and where the babies will first time submit their article.
No, I think there's a very easy way out. If you find a very good case in the clinic, mind-blowing case, very rare or managed in a very unusual way or a very unusual complication, it can easily go to pictures and perspectives in ophthalmology. It's very easy because it is something that everybody wants to see, a good image. So they can start with images and photo essays, things like that. Many of my fellows in the first or second month, they can easily publish in ophthalmology in pictures and perspectives. So they can start off with a major journal of in such a fashion and then go higher. As far as the thesis is concerned, they learn the art of writing if a particular medical college has regular journal clubs. Weekly journal clubs in LVPI, we used to have every Monday. That would actually teach them how to write an article, because once they're presenting a journal club article, if they're presenting 4 articles, they would have read those articles in detail and they're supposed to critique that article. Critique in the sense, have they used a wrong methodology? Is the statistical analysis appropriate? What is the power of the study? Have they done all the literature review? Have they left out a particular article which has very good information from the publication? So all that, when you analyze, you're kind of get wired to write an article of good quality. So I would suggest that every medical college, if not weekly, at least every month, should have journal club where articles from very good journals are discussed openly. Postgraduates can present, seniors can discuss, and faculty can also discuss, so that they get into that idea. Second is a mock drill. Every medical college, even virtually, can conduct writing workshops. Writing workshops are when they come with articles which are already written, and those are openly presented, and they're critiqued by everybody. At the end of the session, maybe a 3 or 4 hour session, you'll be able to polish that article to the extent that it can become publishable. So 3 or 4 such writing workshops where people bring in their half written or fully written articles, which are polished online or in a physical session, if they're done, then that is also a good thing. So within the medical college, even faculty, P&SM faculty who are good at statistical analysis, and somebody who is good at writing from other departments can also be honorarily brought into that kind of a session, and that is a very good learning exercise, I think. Apart from that, I think there's a lot of onus on the faculty to guide thesis candidates to publish. Many of the thesis topics may not be publishable. They are just done to fulfill the criteria of writing a thesis, which is fine, which is perfectly all right. But if you have good material which you think is worthy of publication, I think we should put all efforts to have it published.
Dr. Panda, NMC, as per the NMC guidelines, in the curriculum of the NMC, you are supposed to have journal club, to run journal club. What is your opinion? Means what percentage of medical colleges are actually drilling this exercise? In your college, do you have journal club? I'm just asking them, because what is my opinion is that, means what is my experience, only 50% of the medical colleges, they are having this journal club. But this is a very good thing what Dr. Santosh is saying, that journal club actually teach them how to write the journal, and what is the pros and cons of the good and bad article. All these things they can learn from there. Do you have it in your this thing also?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. We actually, I was about to say you only. We are lucky enough that we have recently started our journal club, because nowadays we have got these young faculties who are very well trained and got fellowships from premier institutes. So we have successfully, though in a fortnight, not on a weekly basis, as sir was telling in LVP, but on a fortnight basis, we are having this journal club, going through and the journals and having the critics and review of those things. So we have just started those thing. And secondly, I have a query just on behalf of our postgraduates. I was to ask the Santosh sir. Sir, what is your take on these advantages of original research article over review articles for getting it published in a very good index journals? Do you
Yeah.
think that has got some advantages, extra advantage,
No,
original research article?
original research articles definitely add to your CV. As a young faculty in a medical college or somebody, who may not have the high-end facilities to carry out real, groundbreaking research, you can still do meta-analysis, you can still do review articles. Review articles, you have to identify topics which are not covered. So the best I would suggest people should go through the, table of contents of Survey of Ophthalmology, which publishes high quality review articles of the last 5-6 years. And if a particular topic is missing from that list, you can send an outline to the editor of survey, and if he finds it good enough, he will approve it. But then you should collect authorship which is beyond your medical college. Suppose you are writing an article on, say, ceratinocytoma, for example. Then it is not enough that I write it myself. I should have reputed articles, reputed authors from across the world, somebody from Europe, somebody from the US. All of them should be put together to write that survey article. I will write it perhaps, but I will have it reviewed by all these people, add material to it. If I don't have pictures, I will take from them. So it becomes a very complete review article. And there are a lot of collaborators. It's not difficult to find collaborators as long as you are ready to put in the hard work. They will become co-authors, they will guide you, but you put in the hard work. So it's a very good way to begin an academic career by writing review articles. And also, if you learn the art of doing a good meta-analysis, there are innumerable meta-analysis that you can do. Innumerable. There is no limit to doing meta-analysis. There is so much of material that is waiting for meta-analysis. Cochrane reviews, whatever that is done, leave that out. Everything else is a subject of meta-analysis.
Sir, how about fractioning a thesis into 3 to 4 articles and thereafter getting it published?
You
Is
can
it,
do
do
it.
you think it will liquefy the main content or is it
Yeah,
justifiable?
it is called salami slicing actually. If you can do it, if your thesis is so vast that you can actually divide it into 2-3 portions, that is fine. Otherwise, it can actually bring down the significance of your article.
Yeah. Thank you.
As per the NMC guidelines, the faculties, they are supposed to publish certain number of articles they have to submit for their promotion and all. So these are the things becomes very difficult for the faculties now because most of these journals, they are asking for a lot of monies also. So how to tackle this type of thing? Means how to overcome this hindrance? Means it is really difficult. Means publishing, as you told this, see, photo essay and case report, all these things are not taken into account by the NMC.
Correct.
NMC wants only the original article.
Yeah.
For this, how one should go?
There are many journals which take original articles without publication charge, and they're indexed also, such as our neighboring Oman Journal of Ophthalmology. They don't charge anything. They publish good quality original articles. It's easier to publish. They have a lower impact factor, but still they're PubMed indexed. So you should choose journals like that. Just go through the list of ophthalmology journals which are indexed and go through the table of contents of these journals. If you find a lot of Indians publishing in these journals, that's a good idea to submit your articles to those journals. There are many such journals which have an impact factor of say 0.9, 1, 1.2. International Ophthalmology, there's a journal called International Ophthalmology which has an impact factor of about 1, 1.2. They will take articles, and that is how you begin your journey. And over a period of time, you may be able to publish in better journals. So never stop submitting an article just because it is rejected. Keep on submitting it. If you hear some of the stories from good authors, well-reputed authors, even, for example, Dr. Biswas or Namrata Sharma, you will find anecdotes. They will tell you that they had to submit it to 14 journals or 15 journals. Finally, till the article got accepted. So never leave it. So if you will definitely find a journal which will publish your article. If you are
And sir,
personally,
above all, NMC has got even relaxation in the authorship also. So far as promotion is concerned, as ma'am was telling. Previously, it was only confined to corresponding author or first author, but now they are taking.
yeah, anybody.
Dr. Santosh Mahapatro,
Yes.
you want to add something? You have to say something.
No, I'm noting down everything.
I was just noting down. Dr. Tani?
Yes, because I have to like summarize and also give vote of thanks.
Okay.
So if everything is over, then I can.
He is very active. Santosh is very active in publication research.
And then I think
Yeah, I was okay. I was asking Santosh sir, like we have thesis candidates like so many every year, and we don't want the thesis to go waste, and we want to publish it, like get it published every year. But then it becomes a, like, no, it's not so easy, because getting the right topic like publishable is also every year getting this is not so easy.
Correct.
So how do we make that consistency of we have tried a lot brainstorming before giving the thesis topic itself,
yeah.
so that it is publishable later on. However, like whatever said and done, not everything can be published, as you know. And from in Indian perspective, we have only IGO, which is like well indexed and has an impact factor. Other societies are not so well indexed.
Yeah. So
think
at least
Dr.
it should be presented in, say, AIOS conference, then it will come in the proceedings. So if somebody searches, it is still accessible. Your work is still accessible. And actually, we were mulling over kind of having to start a national index of thesis, where everybody who does a thesis can publish us or submit a synopsis in a standard format, so that that particular material can be put on the AIOS website and it becomes accessible. It will not give any publication credits, but at least it will be accessible to the world. If you cannot publish it, it will still be, knowledge doesn't go waste. They can always quote it or cite it as an unpublished resource from a particular website. So that is what we were thinking. I don't know how people will take it in terms of submitting their thesis work to a national registry or a kind of repository of thesis articles, but we are exploring that possibility.
Secondly, sir, what is your take on like publishing in multidisciplinary journals?
Yes.
Yeah, it is a good idea. It's a very good idea. In fact, if you're doing something on imaging, and if there's a journal, photonics, for example, which are going to publish something that is done on OCT, tweaking parameters and getting better images, etc., or multimodal imaging of a particular disease where you explain the optics and the phenomena behind it, it's a very good idea. You can publish in multidisciplinary journals, not a problem at all. As long as you get the credit. Of course, the audience will be different, but as long as it is PubMed indexed, it's easy to fetch your article and your work.
I think by looking at the target audience, that is an important thing also. No, who are the target readers, audience? You want publicity, publicity means so that the people get benefited as well as the author.
Yeah.
So in that case, we can even publish it in a medical journal, in a surgical journal, in a trauma journal, in a psychiatry journal, whatever suits it, no?
Yeah. Infectious diseases journal, for example.
That is there.
Orbital cellulitis can easily be published in ID journals, not necessarily in ophthalmology journals.
Yes, I was just going through an review, one of the review came to me that the patient has an accident, mutilated enucleation. And then the author gave a total detailed history of the psychiatrist part of the patient and the medications of all these things. So I think what is your opinion? This type of journal, does it suit for IGO, or it should be better go to an a psychiatry journal or neurology journal.
It should go to something journal that addresses all the psychological aspects.
Yes,
Ideally.
so that is the role of the editorial board to means
Suggest to them.
I think Dr. Ashim, our senior Professor Ashim Kumar De is here. Sir, you want to give some input to us? Hello, Doctor.
Please unmute. He's mute.
Unmute. Hello. No, not possible. So
Ask the postgraduate students if they have any questions.
postgraduate students, if any, usually they are here. Dr. Debashish Das, Dr. Mahapatra, are they included in the chat?
Yeah, they've been
They're there.
listed in the brochure, but I don't know whether they're there or not.
Dr. Shaptorshi, one of my PGT, he usually have many.
They were here, madam, but right now I'm not very sure.
Achha, because he usually asks me a lot of questions. Dr. Shaptorshi is there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
If you have any question, you can ask. Our panelists are ready. Dr. Hanover is ready to answer. Do you have?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no questions. Learned a lot of things from sir. Thank you, sir, for all the inputs.
Okay. Then I think
No, sir, I just have this query like, what do you what is your take on journals which are only paid but still like people quote a lot like Curious?
Yeah.
Curious, yes.
They're open access journals. So you should, I mean, if you have no kind of deficiency of resources, some institutes actually pay for this, then you can publish in journals like Curious. They are very highly cited. Many of these articles are highly cited. PLOS also, PLOS is highly cited. These are multi-speciality journals. They are open access journals. They're electronic journals. So I think it's a good idea to publish in them. Even BMJ case reports, they charge per case report, but they are highly cited. So you should publish. Money is the criteria, but sometimes you can write to them and then they do reduce the fee to a certain extent. And your institution can take a subscription to British Medical Journal case reports, which will entail you to submit articles free of charge if there's an institutional subscription. So there are many ways of doing it. Or if you have a research grant, then you can spend some of that to publish in these journals.
I can see one in the chat box. There is a question from Dr. Namrata. She's asking how do we apply for publication?
You have to send it. There is nothing called application for publication.
I don't know.
You have to send your articles.
I don't know. Namrata Sharma must not be asking these questions, and maybe somebody else.
So can I add a point, sir? Chaitra here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Dr. Santosh was talking about the BMJ case report, so what we have done is, like Sir mentioned, we have taken a subscription. So there are a couple of ways to take a subscription in BMJ also. You can take it as an institute subscription or an individual. So what we actually have done is we have tried both. Sometimes when you want to just publish from a single department, an individual membership also works out much lesser. A lot of our cases have now been published in BMJ case reports, and I think that will be a very good beginning or a starting point for people with some amount of funding from
Right.
their institutes.
Yeah.
How much they charge, Chaitra?
It's there is a contact person, Santosh. I'll share it with you. They have a Indian liaison officer, so he will get in touch with you, and you can actually kind of negotiate also to some extent. So we have already finished 2 subscriptions, and we've managed to publish quite a few case reports. You remember I showed in the presentation which I did on how to publish a case report. All those articles that I showed you are now in BMJ.
Yes, I remember. But I was wondering how much they charge. I
It's
tried
quite a
one.
bit. I'll share it with you.
Okay.
It's an institutional subscription, Santosh, and maybe associations can also take it. I'm not very sure whether your association can take it and share it with Chaitra?
No, sir, no. So
It's
there are
only
only two ways. One is an institute
individual and
wherein,
yeah.
in the institute, anybody can be a co-author, sir. But in an individual, that particular individual has to be a co-author amongst the 4 authors.
Correct.
So actually, the subscription was taken in my name. So 3 other people could be co-authors. Most of it we published from Retina, so it worked out quite okay, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chaitra, for the excellent input. Thank you.
We missed to see you, Chaitra.
Yes.
I'm out somewhere, Santosh. That's why I joined so late. So sorry.
Okay.
And, if you have any other issue, then you can ask, or otherwise we'll have.
Yes, I think it's time for me.
Yeah.
If you have any other. So, Chandra Madam, can I summarize and give vote of thanks?
Yes. Sure.
Thank you, Madam, for such a elaborate discussion and asking everyone to participate. It was really nice. As you said, we are still learning, and I think I learned the most. So, all the points are well covered. But I'll just try to mention that collaborations are very, very important, which, like you are telling, most of the time NMC asks and we fail. And that's where the collaboration work. And apart from original articles, we can always try for this meta-analysis and review articles, apart from original articles when we intend to publish, but we don't have such good work for original articles. And as discussed, journal clubs and workshops, writing workshops are very, very important, so that we can get clues how to write and also get inputs from all the seniors and faculties, so that we can reach at a good write-up and find a good journal for publishing. So I would like to thank each and everyone who are with us today, starting from President EIZOC, Dr. Jayant Barua, Secretary EIZOC, Dr. Devasis, Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Nitin, and Sabeshji Patnaik and Veena Subhuti, who are the constant members of this club. Last but not the least, all our panelists and moderator, Dr. Chandana Chakravarti, and the Thanksgiving will not be complete if I don't profusely thank Dr. Santosh Sonar, whom I consider as my elder brother, and I take a lot of inspirations from him, like he was telling us. Still, I'm noting all the points. So I'd like to inspire at this point of time our PGs which we are searching for. I hope they might still be listening, but they need not like go to the back seat. They should come to the front. And with this, I'd like to conclude the session with a vote of thanks to the Entered Pharma who is supporting us for this program. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It's a